Welcome to another parent-teacher video lesson from the earlygiftedmanual.com, a free website for homeschooled children 3 to 7 years old and their parents that promotes and develops giftedness at an early age. I am Gary Blank, the creator of that site, and your host and facilitator for this video and all of the videos in my educational program. As the video lessons are designed to work in conjunction with the program on my website, I ask you to, at some point, click on the URL link in the description box below, and this action will take you to the earlygiftedmanual.com. By doing that, you will be able to put this lesson and all of the video lessons here on my channel in the proper context of the total program that I am presenting to you and your child. And here's another approach you can take. You could ask your child, okay, I want you to count out 23 cents from the bank. So hopefully, and of course, you will probably have to model this first. So let's start with that premise, and you would go like this: 5, 10, 15, 20, and what did I say? 23 cents? I hope I did. 21, 22, 23. And of course, have him or her check to be sure. And of course, this is how you do it. You skip count and count on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23. So they can actually, you could name an amount in cents, and they could pull that amount out of the bank and check it. And one thing I haven't mentioned here is you can see I'm working with a full bank, and if your child really knows these coins, he should be able to pick them out from these bigger ones in the quarters. But if not, you could say, well, look, this isn't a nickel, it's bigger. We'll get to this one in a minute. Or this isn't a nickel, it's smaller. Or if that's really confusing your child, you can just make your bank right now out of nickels and pennies. It's up to you, but I wanted to point that out to you. Okay, one more thing here with nickels and pennies, and let's say we want to add two groups together. So let's do this. Let's put a group there, a group there. Let's put a plus sign there and an equal sign there. And if you remember when we worked with counters, one of the things we did to solve this, since we're adding them together, we're going to take this group and add it to this group, correct? And you might, before you do that, actually want to delineate what you're adding together, so you could have her count them out. 5, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12 cents plus 5, 6 cents, and have her read out the whole thing. 12 cents plus 6 cents equal, and of course to solve it, you're adding these together, so you get rid of the cards and put them all together. And of course, you know what we have to do at this point to count them correctly. Let's put them in a line. Coins worth the most first, and then the coins that are worth less here. And we skip count and count on. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. So back to the original equation, 12 cents plus 6 cents equals 18 cents. And now let's take a look at the dime. And I want to reiterate what I said earlier, that my bank here has all kinds of coins, including coins your child hasn't studied yet. And hopefully your child will be able to pick out the ones that we've worked with so far. If that's proving very challenging, like these bigger coins, the quarters and half dollars are confusing them, just make a bank that has only the coins that your child has really looked at and worked with so far. And in other words, At this point, this will be the penny, the nickel, and of course now the dime. It's up to you. You know your child and observe how she's doing with the full bank. If that's not working, make a bank just out of the ones that you've used so far. Okay, I wanted to get that out of the way. Let's look at the dime. And of course, I don't think I need to go into details. It's the same drill, so to speak, that we did with the nickel and the penny. So, get the magnifying glass going, talk about all the various attributes. And of course, you want to compare the dime to the coins you've already looked at, the nickel and the penny. And one thing that's, let's put them in the order of what they're worth. Dime, nickel, penny. And one of the things that's really confusing to kids is look at the dime. It's, so far they've been getting bigger. The coins are bigger as they're worth more. But look at this dime here is smaller than a nickel, even though, as we'll see shortly, it's worth 10 cents, twice as much as a nickel, 10 times what a penny is worth. So that probably will throw your child a little bit, but hang in there. They'll get used to that idea. And of course, compare them, similarities and differences in other ways, color, a print on there, and we've done this already, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so you've compared the three, and now you have to let your child know what a dime is worth. And you can review. A penny is worth how many cents? 1 cent. A nickel is worth how many cents? 5 cents. And now we have a dime. And look at this. A dime is worth 10 cents. Twice as much as a nickel. 10 times as much as a penny. And you can prove that to them. 10 cents, okay. We know from working with nickels that when we count it on, that 2 nickels is worth 10 cents. And we also learned from counting on that we should start out with just pennies. So I correct myself. A dime is worth 4, 6, 8. A dime is worth 10 cents. And now let me backtrack a little bit. Sorry about that, folks. I'm fallible. We know that a nickel is worth 5 cents, so let's trade a nickel for 5. And of course, your child will be doing this much slower, counting these out one at a time. And then we have another 5 pennies there that we can trade for another nickel. So a dime is, besides being worth 10 pennies, 10 cents, it's also worth 2 nickels, which is 10 cents. And of course, it's very important that your child understands this idea of these exchanges you can make with the various coins. Okay, so as we've done with the previous coins, the next step, of course, is to you can do a few more exchanges, and I'm not going to go through that because we've done that, setting up different situations, trading like we did with the nickels and the pennies. And since you already know how to do that, I'm not going to make you suffer through that. But now, of course, you're using 3 coins, so it'll be a little more challenging to your child. So, work with a lot of different exchanges with these 3 coins. All right. Now let's see if we can count out a row of coins. And I'm just going to randomly do this one here. And you want to tell your child, okay, let's count out how many cents do we have there all together. And of course, by this time, your child should know that we start with the ones worth the most in this line, then the next most, and finally the least. And here we go with skip counting and counting on. And hopefully your child can do this. 10, 20. Now we're changing the skip counting by fives. 25, 30, 35. And now we're counting on. 36, 37, 38. So do many of these with your child until they can really do it effortlessly. And of course, it may take quite some time. This is very heady stuff. You know, there's not only is it skip counting and counting on, but there's skip counting with two different numbers, tens and fives. So be patient. Be patient and work with your child. And finally, and I'd better write this down so I don't forget. We'll put all these back in the bank, and you can tell your child, let's see if you can, from the bank, count out, let's see, I'm going to try a higher number this time. 53 cents. Whoa. So hopefully she can do that by 5 or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and now she knows she has to switch over to pennies. 51, 52, 53, and of course, what if I said count out to 58 cents? Well, she would, I'm kind of shorthanding here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and now he could count out 8 pennies, and that's okay if he does that. You could show them that he could exchange 5 of them for a nickel, or he may really have this down and go 55, 56, 57, 58. So once again, this is challenging for kids, so you're going to have to be very, very patient. And finally, let's add up 2 groups of coins here. Let's see. There we go. I don't even know how many I've counted out, but we're going to find out soon enough. And of course, put them in a line, just like we've done, largest value to smallest value. And I'm actually going to write this down on a piece of paper here so I don't forget. So we have, and of course, help your child with this, 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33. So I'm going to write this right here. 33 cents plus 10, 15, 16, 17, 18 cents equals, I'm going to use our old friend, the box. How many cents? And of course, we know if we're adding, we have to combine these two amounts. So let's drop these out. And here we go. In a line, the highest value coins first to the lowest value coins. And here we go with skip counting and counting on. 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. And if your child is really rocking with this now, he will look at that and he say, oh, look, we have 1, 2, 3, 6 pennies there. We could exchange 5 of these for a nickel. And then we'll have less coins, easier to count, and it will look like this. And if your child can do that, you can celebrate, because that means he or she is really getting used to working with coins and making exchanges with coins now. And now the quarter, and with the quarter here, I'm going to kind of go through this quicker because I've showed you the whole, I hate to keep using the word drill, but the whole drill of the steps you go through with each coin. So I'm just going to very briefly touch on them. Of course, you start out by looking with the microscope, the microscope, excuse me, the magnifying glass with your child, looking for attributes. You compare the quarter with the coins you have already looked at. I don't think, I need to say anything more about that. Once again, you have to set up this little equation here and let your child know that the quarter is worth 25 cents. And as we did with the other coins, you can take this out, put 25 pennies here, or you might want to put 5 nickels or 2 dimes and a nickel, or any combination thereof to get to 25 cents, just to show how all the coins can be exchanged to get to arrive at this same amount, which is the worth of a quarter. A quarter is worth 25 cents. All right. And of course, you can put several coins in a line and count them. You have the quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies now, so that'll be a real challenge. Skip counting and having to change midway, and hopefully your child is getting better at that. And of course, at this point, stay under $1. We don't want to go over $1 yet. So you can take some coins out here and have him or her, of course, put them in a line. Coins worth the most to coins worth the least, and count them. And you could also do the other drill where you say, well, I'd like you to count out 72 cents perhaps, or 79 cents, and have her do that. And of course, the last step is you add 2 groups of coins together. And I don't think I need to go through these again, because you know exactly what you need to do working with your child to do that. And I think to wrap up the coin part of money here, by all means, show your child the coin known as the $50. And there it is. And as you know, as an adult, we don't see these that often. They're not used that much. But nevertheless, show your child what it is. And you could, once again, set up the little equation here. The $50 coin is worth 50 cents. Do the exchanges if you want. It's up to you. 2 of these $50 is worth, well, let's do this first. We're always working on exchanges. And then we have this, what you very rarely see, the $1 coin. And you could go through the various stages of that, like we did, and set up the equation that you don't want to get into the notation yet of the money notation, so we're just going to stick with cents. That $1 coin is worth 100 cents. And you could very briefly just say that, start making yet more exchanges, but one, of course, you want to show that $1 is the same as 2 $50, and they both are worth 100 cents. Can't work with exchanges too much. That's what money is all about, and you want your child to master these exchanges so they really can handle money.